Monday, March 17th. Tuesday, the 18th. Wednesday, the 19th. Thursday, 20. Friday, 21. I can't believe it's the end of March already. Just another week or so. You've been meeting your goals, Evan. Swim, bike, run. Well, walk. Good enough. You don't want to ruin your knees. Walking has a lot of health benefits. I think as much as running, if not better. Oh my gosh. What a difference a week makes. It is so hot. I think it's 83 degrees. You've been swimming every day. Every weekday, that is. It feels so good to be committed to getting in the water and swimming those laps. You could be an Olympic swimmer. Yeah, no, those days are gone. Maybe you'll be the next Michael Phelps. Do you have the wingspan? Not so much. Yeah, in your dreams. Okay, what do I need to do? Focus. I should probably figure out how much money I've spent so far in 2024 if I'm on target. But first, I've got to decide if I'm going to go with Fidelity or Vanguard. Fidelity, Vanguard. Fidelity, Vanguard. Fidelity, Vanguard, Vanguard. Yeah, those mutual funds that he recommended, those expense ratios are crazy. He doesn't realize I'm part of the FIRE movement. We don't like expenses, that's for sure. I should probably, if I stay with Fidelity, and I'm gonna move the 401k to a target fund, no, a traditional IRA, in a target fund, and the Roth also in a target fund, but the Roth should be more aggressive. No. The traditional will be more aggressive, 85-15, because most likely you don't need that money for a long time. That's what you should go with. But I really have to decide. Yeah. Oh. Hello? Oh, hey Michael, what's going on? Oh no, I'm just working on my show, just getting my episodes together, and trying to still figure out if I'm gonna stay at Vanguard and move the money from Fidelity back, or stay at Fidelity. No, I know. I can't decide. We should probably meet for dinner again and talk about it. You've always been really good with like taxes and stuff, so I could use some help with distribution strategies, especially for next year. Yeah, how about Thursday? All right, we'll meet Thursday. I think I'm leaning towards a blended approach at this point. Yeah, why not? Then your portfolio is more diversified, right? With different funds at different companies. I'm fine with that. Yeah, but I'll just obsess about it for another couple of days. You know me. Yeah, I tend to obsess quite a bit about things like this, but once I make a decision, it's set in stone. You know that. Yeah, oh, I'm just working on other things for the show. No, I'm not going to tell you the name of the channel. Not until I get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm not going to tell anybody. Yeah. 2,600, I think. Yeah, oh, I think it's going pretty well. You know, I hope I'm providing some kind of value and people get to watch me ramble and all sorts of stuff. I wish I had somebody I could have watched when I was much younger, too. Although the Suze Yorman show did really well. Remember? We used to watch that all the time. In fact, I was more into financial independence even before you were. What's up with that? Yeah, and you retired earlier than me. Well, Thursday's good. 6:30? Okay, awesome. I'll meet you there. Alrighty, bye-bye. Thursday. $6:30. Oh, that's the first day of spring. 6:30. Olive Garden. Michael. Retirement talk. Yeah, I really get a lot out of those meetings. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going for a blended approach. All right, so now I've got to move on. The first quarter of 2025 is almost gone. I wonder if people that watch my channel are obsessed like I am. Obsessed with money. Well, they should be. Okay, so let's go to my spreadsheet for 2025, my operating budget. All right, here we go. Got my build a budget spreadsheet open and ready to analyze for first quarter 2025. What's going on? You've got this down to an art, Evan. You should know what's going on. So, just as a reminder to self, my operating budget 2025, remember, was $25,000. And you have it grouped into monthly expenses, food, gas, and fun, and then yearly expenses. The totals, remember, for those, your condo association, $5,750, electric, $700, Humana Dental, $190, food. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong numbers. My bad. My bad. The original numbers, those are the remainders of what I spent. 7968 was the original for monthly. Why didn't I put the numbers? I just added it all up. Is that right? 7968 for monthlies? Well, let's do condo association, roughly 575 times 12, which was 6,900. 840 for electric plus 6,900 plus yeah, that's right. Okay, so monthlies 7,968. Your food, gas, and fund budget was 6,240 for food, gas 780, and you had a fund 1, 2, and 3. Fund 1 was 1040, fund 2 you spent on the cruise, which was 968, at least part of it. Fund 3, 3,000. Okay, so on the spreadsheet, as you're spending the money out of the bucket, it goes down below. It's all equaling 25,000. But how much did you spend so far in the first 3 months? Well, that would be the numbers down below. You're holding 20 for food, because you pay yourself and you put it in those buckets. 729 were your February expenses. Holding on your Wells Fargo 0% credit card is 4440 plus the total that you paid that went out the door from your checking account, not to a credit card temporarily, but just out the door for monthly expenses, was 1406. So let's see. 6595 you have spent in first quarter 2025. 6595. Now, interesting, spent means, again, it either went out the door or it's on the credit card that you will pay later once the 0% promotion ends. I'm good at that. 6595. 6595 plus what is still available in your buckets. Let's add all those up. 18,335. 18,335 plus 18,335 is 25,000, 24,930. So everything is accounted for. You have $18,335 left for monthly food, gas, and fun, and yearly expenses. So almost 6,600 spent divided by 3 is 2,200, which who cares? You don't really need to break it down that way. But the most important thing that you're tracking right now, Evan, is, and you do this every year, as the year goes on, what are the most critical expenses here in your budget that could go wrong? In other words, your condo association will continue pretty much guaranteed at $575 per month. However, you need to earmark some money because we may have another special assessment. That 3% that we paid the attorney to manage the funds of the claim to be paid to the 31 units that is in process right now. The total claim was actually $2 million. Yeah, not 1.6. $400,000. There were 8 units missing in that spreadsheet. Which, by the way, I want to take a look at something. This is the layout of where I live. Every unit is identified. So I circled every unit in red that flooded. All 31 units, except for my building over here. We got very lucky. 12 units were spared. 31, every ground floor flooded. Okay, stop obsessing over that. It's just so interesting to me. Mother Nature is a wonder. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, so of all these expenses, Evan, at this point, what are your risks for 2025? Again, you do this every year. You've got to make sure. Oh, the special assessment, that's where I was going. So $2 million was the final claim. We're paying the attorney 3%. So you take times 0.03, $60,000. Did I do that right? Yeah, that's right. I'm so used to saying 4% on $1 million is 40,000. This is 3% on $2 million. Each million would be 30, so it's 60. We're going to pay him $60,000. However, they said in the last board meeting that 60 grand will not come out of the money that FEMA is paying on the claim. The homeowners will get all of their money, which is good because if your place flooded, you would want the same for yourself. But they're going to take $60,000 and divide it amongst 108 units, all of us. Divided by 108 is approximately $555, but of course they're going to make sure that it is allocated to the percentage of ownership. And I know exactly what my ownership is because we've had two assessments so far. 2023, $3,000 for my unit. 2024, $10,000 for my unit because of the roofs. Now here in 2025 we're going to have another one. I just know it. But this one's going to be the smallest of all because my percent of ownership in the community is 0.008284 allocation per unit. So if you take 60,000, yeah, 60,000 times 0.008284 is $497, which is $60 or so less than the average of dividing it by 108 units. And I have a one bedroom, so that makes sense, so yours is lower. So you may owe $500. You're going to have to earmark that somehow in your budget because that's coming as an additional expense, most likely for 2025. So that line item, you can't squeeze any more money out of that because $575 per month is what you're going to have to pay. So that $57.50 that's remaining for the year, that's not going to change. Your electric, you've been doing very well. It's usually about $60 to $90. It's kind of interesting that February it was $95. That was all the heat I used. Does heat cost more than air conditioning? From an electric perspective? Anyway. Dental, you're on track. We have 190 left. Food, you have 49.20 left. Gas and fun. So these are the critical expenses right here. In your budget, this is where I mess up. People mess up a lot of times because it's the food, gas, and fun. But let me go to yearlies first. Condo association. No, I'm sorry, not condo association. Condo insurance. Yeah, I will not know. This is going to be really interesting. You have 2 condo insurance policies. You have a flood through FEMA, which would have covered contents. Because the association, remember, you would have gotten $60,000 back for drywall, appliances, the dry out, everything that our master policy covered. Your FEMA policy that you pay, which is roughly $650 a year, would have covered your contents like a new couch, rug, lamps, etc., a bed, furniture, it's all of that. But that can't change. I don't think that FEMA can increase it more than 3% per year, if memory serves me correctly. So that expense come July right now is fluid, I don't know, but it will probably be $650. $1,750 is what I pay for homeowners insurance through Universal. I hope they don't pull out of the state of Florida. There's a very good possibility that my homeowner's insurance could be denied through Universal. You've had them now for 3 years, I think. The cost has never gone up very much per year. You better earmark some funds somehow in your budget, but you will not know until August if Universal will pick you back up, even though your building didn't flood. They're probably very nervous. Then I'd have to get insurance somewhere else. Okay, so yeah, this is why I'm frugal every year, because you just never know what's going to happen. Property taxes, $620. That's probably going to be about the same. Car insurance, I'm okay there. I don't think that's going to change substantially. Your cell phone is good. And then that's it. So, in your budget, the wild cards are very critical, but let me go to this tab, Fund Breakdown. This is always a good analysis to do. So there's approximately 41 weeks remaining in the year. The next time I'm going to deduct food, gas, and fun is Friday, March 21st. Currently, because you carry these numbers over, you've got $820 in Fund 1. Fund 2 has been exhausted at 0 because of the cruise. Fund 3 is where you pull your LA Fitness out of. And your maintenance on your air conditioner, that's $1,265. So when you go to the fund breakdown, $820 and $1,265 remaining for the year, because you count these down. So obviously it says at the bottom there, $820 plus $1,265, $2,085 in your fun budget. Not food, but fun. But some of that $2,085, of course, is earmarked. What is it earmarked for? Well, you have it right here. The $820 is $20 a week that you just bring out of your budget. 41 times 20 is $820. You have earmarked the $150 for your air conditioning maintenance, $15 a month. The next one's going to be in March. LA Fitness, $40 a month, approximately. It's like 40. $43, I think. Yeah, 43, because there's 10 more months to go. So that pulls away from the $1265, which means you only have $685 open to buy in your fun budget. It's because you went on that cruise. You spent $2,000 you didn't have to spend. So now you've got to like backtrack here a little bit. So then what I do is I say, how realistic is it to meet this budget? The $820, which is open to buy from the $1265 line item. No, I'm sorry, $820 from the Fund 1. Fund 3, $1265, but it's already earmarked. There's only $685. So $825 plus $685, oops. $820 plus $685 is $1,505. Open to buy for the rest of the year? Yeah. Evan, you screwed up. And $1,505 divided by 41 is approximately $36 a week. Did I do that right? $2,085 divided by 41. Oh, geez. What am I doing? $820 plus $685 is $1,505 divided by 41 weeks. 36. There you go. Oh, it's back to being frugal. Plus, where are you going to get the $500 if we have a special assessment? That cannot possibly come out of this budget. What are you going to do? Sit around and do nothing? So that's why you have a contingency budget. If I didn't spend the $2,000 on the cruise, then I wouldn't have to open up the contingency budget. The contingency budget is that in your money market, you will have approximately $5,000 or $6,000 left over that you kind of allocated for 2025 as a wild card. So you're going to have to tap into that for more fun. You're going to have to tap into that for the special assessment, and you're going to have to earmark some of that money for paying your taxes, which you haven't done yet. Yeah, you decided to drop the ball on that because it's not due until the 15th and you owe money, about $1,200. So that's going to come out of there because you can't possibly squeeze it out of your operating budget. That would not work. So this is really interesting. 2025 is a frugal year for retiring early. You don't have Social Security yet. You're not 59 and a half, so you can't pull from your retirement accounts until August, which you're not going to do anyway, but you could if you wanted. You have $160,000 or $70,000 in short-term reserves. You could use that, but I got to keep it nice and safe for down markets in the future. The food, gas, and fun, a lot of times what you do, of course, is as the months go by, you kind of lump together food, gas, and fun into one bucket, because then you know, okay, you can be a little frugal with the food, save some money here and there, and it's all kind of works out. Plus, you have a little bit of YouTube income to offset some of this as well. But I think what this means is you're not going to be able to do any expensive ventures in 2025, which you didn't want to do anyway. You may go on one trip in July to Ohio to see family, and then that'll be about it. So it's back to being frugal. Well, congratulations. You just made a decision on what you're going to do with your money. You're going to go to Vanguard and Fidelity, and you're also going to cancel advisory services with Vanguard. That's those assets under management that you don't really need to do anymore. Yeah. It's not really necessary to pay that additional expense. At Vanguard, you're in very low expense ratio funds, even lower than Fidelity, actually. Lower than the 0.12. It's like 0.002 and 3 and all sorts of low numbers. Because I think I did that analysis once. Where is it? Somewhere over here. Expense ratios at Vanguard. Yeah, because you've got all these different mutual funds. 0.04, 0.04, 0.03, 0.2. Oh, that's a higher one. BNDX, I think that's a bond. VBTLX 0.05, those are bonds. VOO, VTI, SPTM. SPTM, that's my total market fund with my health savings account. That's also very low at 0.03. So aside from that little bond fund, there's not much money in that one anyway. The largest dollar amounts of funds at Fidelity, the most you'll pay is about $700 to $800. No, round it up to $1,000 because you only did the analysis on the $650 in the traditional IRA and not the Roth. But the Roth was the same 0.12, but the dollar amount will be $200,000. So let's take it 700. It'll be about $800,000. Not 800,000. It'll be $800 per year to live at Fidelity. I think that's good. That's pretty cheap. Yeah. Much better than those managed funds he was trying to put me in. And I bet the 10-year returns are going to be very similar. If not, I can change the funds at any time. So, anyway, Evan, I think that is it. Congratulations. You have now completed your analysis.